851, turn right, heading 180. 14 Papa, turn right 245, report localizer established 27.
The Boeing 787 is one of the most popular wide-body options on the market currently for customers looking to dip their toes into the scene. While the pandemic has plagued long-haul travel for the considerable future, the 787 continues also to be riddled by quality assurance difficulties that, as I'm sure you know, currently leaves the type with a firm suspension on deliveries until the Federal Aviation Administration and Boeing can rework the 787 to be indeed fit to fly. In turn, this is also impacting the production on the aircraft. But airlines are still weighing up its services, even with all this, namely that being of Icelandair, who following their new branding unveiling have reappeared into the headlines over future aircraft for the next couple of decades. Therefore, it is no surprise that the 787 has reappeared as an option for Icelandair's future fleet, as they look to retire their existing wide-body fleet of aircraft, including namely the 757s, which of course are the most dominant series within their operations at the moment, and definitely the most iconic. If you caught on to what I said earlier, I mentioned the word reappeared a couple of times, but more notably when referencing the 787, which is certainly weird, you may think, considering Icelandair doesn't currently have an order placed for the 787 series. Well, here's a little bit of a fun fact if you didn't know. Some 16 to 17 years ago, the airline actually did announce an order for 2 of the type. This then increased by a further 2. However, with the time and also delays that were incurred on the side of Boeing, with the entry into service date of the 787s, as we know, slipping back, Icelandair grew slowly but surely less interested in the product and didn't believe it was right at the time. The units therefore that were headed to Icelandair went elsewhere, to the likes of Norwegian, and the 787 was no more with Icelandair until in recent years talks have reopened surrounding a replacement for their existing 757s, which it has said it would retire in around about 4 years. That means we should see the final Icelandair 757 depart the airline's operations sometime in and around 2026. Now, with that being said, they are now eyeing a new order from either Airbus or Boeing that would need to be placed in the next year or so. On Boeing's side, the 787 is an option for them moving forward, while also on Airbus's side there's the A321LR, an aircraft yet to be mentioned in this video. However, in both cases, Icelandair has openly expressed interest in the past for these 2 aircraft types, with even one stretching as far as an order that didn't eventuate. So you could argue they're great admirers of both the A321 series and the Boeing 787. At the moment though, they're still analysing options for both, and they'll likely either head one way or the other. It's over to you now. Use the comments as a place to start a dialogue. It's naturally sad to see the retirement of the Boeing 757. With Delta, we're seeing that stretch through to the next decade, and Northern Pacific of course being the most talked about one with the 757s, looking at having them stretch to the 20 tails. What though do you prefer flying with the carrier of Icelandair moving forward? Is it the Boeing 787, really what it was meant to initially be? Or do you see the A321LR as a better alternative for them for the decades to come? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching, do take care and be safe, and I'll see you next time.